Birdman is a fascinating, inventive new movie from director Alejandro Iñárritu and starring Michael Keaton as a washed-up actor who once played a superhero, Birdman, and is now trying to make a comeback, staging an adaptation of Raymond Carver's What We Talk
This is
About
Birdman.
When We Talk About Love.
I'm haunting your thoughts.
The central concept of Birdman is that as Keaton moves through his day,
Yeah.
the Birdman
Tell
character
him what a great movie it is.
the Birdman character follows him around and tries to direct him as
Tries to make him what he's capable of being.
capable of being a once great actor again. Keaton leads a motley backstage crew, including Naomi Watts
She's great.
as his co-star. Edward Norton plays a version of himself.
He's great too.
A New York-based theater actor, and Emma Stone plays Keaton's daughter. It's a fabulously filmed movie, all in one swirling take from director Alejandro Iñárritu, and you are never sure whether Keaton is really hearing things or whether this apparition, that the Birdman that follows him around, is real.
Oh, I'm real, all right. I'm as real as all the self-doubt that's ever plagued anyone.
Birdman, why don't you tell us what you thought of the movie?
Well, as long as I can keep this voice up, I will. It's a fantastic movie. It looks great. It's shot as if it were one continuous movement of the camera. This Iñárritu fellow is a genius. It's also got this crazy score full of jazz drumming that makes you feel like you're stumbling along through Michael Keaton's character's mind. It's one of the best movies of the year, and if you don't go see it, you're a fool.
Iñárritu's previous movies were Amores Perros, 21 Grams, Babel. Interesting movies, but really downbeat, sort of looks at the border and drug culture. This is easily the best backstage movie since All About Eve. It also has a lot to say about mass culture versus highbrow culture, superhero movies. It really is a fabulous movie, well written, and one that gets our highest recommendation. Birdman, or Marquez Birdman. What other excellent movies can we see on this rainy weekend?
Well, I've managed to exorcise Birdman from my consciousness, so
temporarily.
Temporarily, yeah. We'll see how long I can keep up this normality. There are, in fact, a number of great movies coming out this week. Birdman, only the most spectacular of them. There's the Listen Up, Philip, which is a sort of riff on Philip Roth, starring Jason Schwartzman as a Rothian author. Is that an accurate statement, would you say?
Sure. And as we were just talking about before we came on camera, I love this movie. I thought it's definitely not for everyone. It's really a corrosive, misogynistic.
Well, he is a corrosive, misogynistic character.
And this other character, very well played by Jonathan Pryce, sort of as an older writer who mentors jerkish young Schwartzman. It really nails his performance. This movie is not one that easily opens up and lets you in, but it's enthralling. It is like Birdman, and it's in a different way.
Do you
really
see it as
a movie of ideas.
Do you think Jonathan Pryce is old Philip Roth and Jason Schwartzman is young Philip Roth?
I do, yeah. I think that's a fair thing. Also,
Philip Roth, for those who don't know, is a very famous, acclaimed novelist who worked in the New Jersey and New York areas and is still alive.
Yes, he is still alive, and he had a reputation, certainly in his younger days, as being no day at the beach as a personality, but a great artist, and that's really one of the questions that the movie deals with. Another excellent movie out this weekend is Nightcrawler. The Jake Gyllenhaal plays a guy who sort of comes out of nowhere in a sociopathic way and finds his way to
he's a journalist of sorts, right?
Yeah, he becomes one with no barriers to ethics or anything else, shooting crime and car accidents in late night Los Angeles. It's beautifully filmed, great performance by Gyllenhaal. All three of these movies, Birdman, Listen Up, Philip, and Nightcrawler, highly recommended.
I want to toss in as well, it's not quite as good as those. I didn't see Nightcrawler, but there's also Whiplash, which stars Miles Teller as a a prodigal drummer who gets taken under the wing of a really dictatorial, cruel instructor played by J.K. Simmons. And I guess the reason I want to mention it is that it's just occurring to me that sort of all four of these movies, in their own way, I think are about artistic creation. Maybe Nightcrawler more journalistic than artistic, but it's still these people trying to endeavor to do creative work and the sort of corruption that comes out of that sometimes.
Very good point. Inventing themselves. They definitely all do that. Gyllenhaal comes out of nowhere spouting sort of business school, internet, self-help bromides, and plays it absolutely straight, sort of the way Peter Sellers did in The Great Being There. And of course, listen up, Philip. The young novelist played by Schwartzman is in the process of becoming who he is and making a very conscious decision that he doesn't need other people to get there.
Yeah. Or at least he thinks he doesn't.
He thinks he doesn't. And Michael Keaton sort of making the opposite discovery as he moves through Birdman. So really an excellent slate of movies, probably the best weekend opening in Portland this year that I can think of.
Yeah, certainly up there. No reason to stay home.
All right. Thanks, and see you next week.